Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is episode 2 of working on our 2008 Subaru WRX.
If you guys didn't catch the last video, we went down and we picked up this super cheap WRX for like 2,700 bucks. Fantastic deal, but it had rod knock. And in that video, we pulled the motor in a record time. You guys should go check it out. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so since we found some pretty crazy damage inside that engine, it's not going to really be usable. So as you can tell, we have an array of brand new parts here for the engine. We have everything from a brand new engine block to every single seal that we'll need to rebuild this engine, and it'll run just like it came off the showroom floor when we're done with it. Now all the parts that were originally on this short block are transferred over onto the new short block right here. So the next step is going to be getting the oil pan and all the oiling components, oil pump back onto this short block. Then we'll put the heads on and just it'll kind of go from there. It's the next day here and we are working on the engine again. So as you can tell, this is where we currently are. We have both the heads installed, we have the cams installed, and then we have the valve covers thrown on right here. And we have all of our timing components ready to go. We just need to put the timing belt on. And one thing you might notice is we're actually using a Gates timing belt, which I know I always say I like to use OEM parts, but the Gates belt is the higher end racing belt. And as you can tell on all the little components here, all the parts are made in Japan, which is where all the Subaru branded OEM parts come from that are, I think the brand's Aisin, and they're all made in Japan. So that is why I feel comfortable using the Gates belt instead of OEM Subaru, because the parts are still made in Japan and are much higher quality than, say, made in China parts. So the next things that we're gonna be doing is just throwing the timing belt on and getting all of that stuff sealed up. And then over here, Wyatt is working on installing the turbo onto the engine right here. All right, so as you guys can tell, we've gotten quite a bit done. We have the intake here on, we have the exhaust, the turbo is all mounted up here. So the engine is pretty much nearly done and ready to go back into the car right there. Right now, what Wyatt's doing is the electrical connections here that go onto the coil packs for the spark plugs. The previous owner broke the plastic and then decided to super glue it back onto the coil pack. So we have replacement ones right now that we are gonna install. That way we don't have to jerry rig, like super glue or zip tie it back onto the coil pack. It'll be done right. And after that, we're pretty much ready to drop this back into the engine bay. We just finished the engine. As you can tell, everything is on it and it's ready to go right back into the car.
What's up, guys? So after just 20 days from the moment we picked up the car, we now have a new motor completely in, all wrapped up, ready to go. So at this point, we haven't started the car, but we are ready to. We have it topped off completely with coolant, and we're ready to burp the car once we get it running.
And if you guys don't know, what burping the car pretty much means is when you completely drain the cooling system, there's air that gets in it, and what this funnel allows you to do is fill the car up with coolant again, and what we can do is we can turn the car on and run, and this coolant here is just like a reservoir, so that way any air will rise to the top because that's the top of the cooling system, and then it'll suck new coolant down. That way we can have the cooling system 100% filled with only coolant and get rid of any air bubbles that would be in the car. Okay.
Ready to start the car up for the first time.
All right, let's hear it run.
First time.
So as you guys can tell, it sucked all that coolant down and there's air bubbles coming out. So what we're gonna do is just fill this up with a little bit more coolant. All right guys, so it's running really well right now. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna let the car get up to temperature. That way the thermostat, which controls the temperature of the car, will open all the way and coolant will cycle through the entire system, allowing us to get all the air out through the funnel.
Alright guys, so at this point in time, I drove the car onto the trailer and Alex has driven it off, and that's it. And we both really wanted to drive this car with the new motor in it. We've decided to flip a coin to decide who gets to drive it first. You want to call it, sir?
Yeah, sure, I'll take heads.
Alright. It is heads, all you, Alex.
Sweet. All right guys, so the thermostat is now completely opened, and the way that I know that is that hose right there, which goes directly from the thermostat, is now hot. When the thermostat is closed, that hose is cold, but once it opens, all the hot coolant flows through and it becomes hot. And so since it's hot now, we know the thermostat's open, and what Wyatt did right here is he just removed all the coolant with this handy little tool for that funnel and just put it right back in the bottle. And that way we have the cooling system 100% topped off with coolant. We're gonna get this all put back together real quick, just put the cooling cap on and then take the car for its first test drive. Alright guys, so we're driving the car right now for the very first time. As you can tell, we have the first 2 miles on the new engine. What we're doing is we're just gonna take the car to the gas station right now because we don't really have any idea how long this car's been sitting for, so we're gonna go fill it up right now with a fresh tank of premium gas. Just that way we can get all the older gas diluted and it should run better. But yeah, so far the car is running great. It handles really well. Now we got Wyatt driving the car for the first time. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, I'm nothing but impressed with this thing. It drives very well. It's very civilized. I really like the WRX. It's a much more dailyable version of an STI. Much cheaper price point. I'm very impressed, very happy with the car. Looking forward to when the engine's broken in, just to get on it a little more and see how it handles. The tactile experience of driving a 5-speed manual is just amazing.
Yeah, the 5-speed in this car is, I don't know, we mentioned earlier, the car only has 126,000 miles, so unlike most WRXs, it's not completely beat up, and the transmission feels really nice. It's very tactile, as Wyatt said. All right, guys, so as you can tell, we got the engine running, the car works, and so far, I would say that this is a complete success. Just 20 days ago, we picked this car up with rod knock in another state, and after just 20 days, we've completely transformed the car. So now that we have the engine working, as you can tell, we still have some cosmetic stuff. So in the next episode, what we're going to be doing is just tackling all the cosmetic issues and detailing the car. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more.